Hey folks, welcome to the best thing ever this week. I'm very happy to be talking about Arc, which is a browser, and I'm a big fan of it. It's going to help those of us who are heavy web users who have a lot of active tabs going on. Maybe you're like me and you really need to join Tabs Anonymous to deal with your addiction. This can really help get things in check, or at least so that you can keep stuff together. So you'll see right off the bat that maybe the weirdness here is that your tabs are not across the top as is traditional in a browser, but on the left-hand side. I would argue that this is a great way to actually keep up with what's in all of these tabs and see at a glance what you're looking for to save yourself some time. But I won't lie, it does take some getting used to when you're making the transition. Instead, across the top, you have a very thin sort of title nav bar, and you'll see just very small icons for your extensions. There's a menu over here for extensions, but it is a very sort of small footprint. So how are you going to work in this space? Well, Arc has these great little things down at the bottom. These are called spaces, and they let you set up spaces for the different work that you're doing. So you can kind of move between them and have a singular, non-disruptive view of what you're doing. So I can jump over here, let's say, to writing, and it's going to be set up for all the tabs that I need. And I can also use some quick fingers to jump between my spaces, so it's even easier to navigate around. So what you'll see in here is these folders up at the top, which I'll come back to, and a couple of tabs. And these tabs that are above the line are ones that are more permanent, that are going to stay whenever I maybe close or reopen this particular space. And then down below, these are my more recent ones. Maybe those are to do with things that I'm actively working on right now. And again, these folders are actually our bookmark folders. So if you want to have bookmarks specific to this space, for example, if it's a client and you need to reference a bunch of different resources for them, you can have a specific folder of bookmarks for them. Up across the top, we have these little spaces that are, they exist across all the spaces, so they don't move, and they're going to be the things that you use the most. You can have 3 or 5 or 10 or as many as you want. I choose to have 9 because I like this structure. And then we also have the ability still to switch between profiles. So this is my work profile, but I could still have a totally separate group of spaces for a personal profile. So there's a lot going on here, but it's a lot of really great options that make it possible for you to control how you work with a little bit more, a little bit more fine tuning. I will also mention that a lot of what you see here is based on my settings. So if you don't happen to like the left-hand tabs, Arc does still let you have tabs across the top. You can change color schemes, all kinds of other options. Full disclosure, Arc is no longer being actively developed. The company that is behind Arc is actually moving into a new tool that's called Dia. Now, Arc is built on the Chromium browser, so it's still getting active Chromium updates. So anything that's security or just functionality, basic functionality based is being added, but the company is not building any new features for Arc. Instead, again, they're focusing on Dia, which is an AI first browser. I don't think that Dia is the best thing ever just yet, but you should stay tuned to the next best thing ever and see when I pull the trigger on that.